Well, in medical rounds, it is a surprising statistic for women, but heart disease is responsible for killing 35% of women each year, more than all forms of cancer combined.
Wow. Well, an upcoming event is providing women with some education that could be life-saving. So here to discuss is Dr. Stephanie Saucier, a cardiologist with Hartford Healthcare's Heart and Vascular Institute in Hartford and Southington. Thank you so much, doctor, for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me today.
So what exactly is heart disease, and what are some of the symptoms that a woman could experience and might not even realize?
Well, heart disease, there's many different types. The most common type is coronary atherosclerosis, where your arteries of the heart actually build up with plaque and then can cause a heart attack. That's one of the most common forms of heart disease. And some symptoms that people, especially women, may experience include chest pressure or heaviness, shortness of breath, feeling fatigued, or even nausea are some symptoms.
And what are some of the risk factors for heart disease?
Well, there's a lot of risk factors, both things that we can fix and things that we can't, such as family history, age, smoking is a really big risk factor, elevated cholesterol, history of diabetes, high blood pressure, just to name a few, but those are some of the most important ones.
Okay, and what are the biggest ways that we as women can reduce the risk?
So as women, the way that we can reduce risk is understanding what our risk is first, identifying symptoms, making sure that our blood pressure is well controlled, making sure that our cholesterol is well controlled, really making sure that some of these modifiable risk factors are cared for and addressed by either your primary care physician or your cardiologist. It's also important to understand what your own risk is from your OB history, whether it be preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, because those also impart risk to women that we don't see in men.
Wow, that is such a good point, you know, when you look back at your OB history as well.
Yeah.
We understand there's also an event coming up next month where women can learn some life-saving information. So can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. We're really excited to host this year's 10th annual Pinot and Prevention. It's going to be Thursday, September 12th at the AquaTurf in Southington from 5 to 8:30 p.m. We will be having vendors, we'll be having raffles. We'll do an education session with Dr. Heather Swales and myself about heart disease in women. And then we also will have a comedian. So it should be a great night out with a lot of information for anyone who wants to join.
All right, perfect. Nice night out, and we can focus on our wellness. Thanks so much, doctor. And again, for information, go to hartfordhealthcare.org/Pinot Prevention.